future millionaires, my name is Maria Andersen and we are talking about investing on this channel. So if you love investing in crypto, make sure you subscribe. And today I have an interview with a co-founder of KeyFi project and we will talk about some news and updates and about KeyFi platform in general. Hey Ben, hello. Nice to see you here on my channel.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, about this project, maybe for those guys who are new.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm the co-founder and CEO of a project called KeyFi. And KeyFi is building intelligent tools to manage your DeFi portfolio. So focusing especially on DeFi, where we bring together integrations into popular platforms alongside data and research area as well, and a few other features, just to give you more control and be able to do things in a nice, convenient, easy to use workflow.
Wow, that's great. I know that you have now like KeyFi Pro Platform. Yeah, can you share a little more information about that?
Yeah, so right now we've already launched one called just KeyFi, the KeyFi Core app, and it's been live for almost a year. It started as a very basic MVP type of software, kind of testing out some ideas, seeing what would be useful, what would people actually make use of, also as a test bed for our integrations development too. So as you know, in DeFi, there are a lot of different protocols. There's a lot of different smart contracts, a lot of different tokens out there, right? So we are looking at some ones that are popular and that we want to integrate with. So, that happens, that actually the integrations part of our library is open source. So that's can be community contributed, and that goes into our core app. But the Pro app is different. So the Pro app is a more complex app. It has more focus on data. We're also building a significant amount of infrastructure on the back end around data analysis and also machine learning models and analysis algorithms, things like that. And then also on top of that, we're adding other convenience features like the ability to do research, manage watch lists, create alerts. On
that's a lot.
And other metrics still, and having that all in one place, right? So yeah, I'll definitely we can do a little quick demo of the Pro app.
Yeah, actually, it will be cool. Yeah, can you share it?
Yeah, of course.
And we can stake.
Yeah, you can stake the KeyFi token on here. So if you go to the KeyFi earn here, and then you can add a KeyFi to be staked here, for example. As well as some of the other pools. So if you want to add to the Uniswap pool or something like that, you can as well too. So yeah, here's the dashboard of the app. So you can see what's in your wallet. You can see what's being staked. You can see some things for liquidity pools, and you can see some individual platforms as well too. Like for example, Aave or Compound, Curve, Uniswap. And also on BSC have a PancakeSwap and HSwap integrations. The dashboard, we have some widgets. So you can actually customize the widgets there. So let's say if I want to remove that, and then it's gone there.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah. So then we can go next to the research dashboard. So this is, a way to look at different tokens. So let's say I want to look up about Ethereum, and then it's going to bring this up here, provide some basic data, and then load up a chart and news feed still. So I can check out some of the latest news articles that are coming up here. And then I can check out the price, right, too. And this is also good because, it has a trading view chart, so I can add in some indicators still, right? Let's say I want to put in RSI and ACD, just check. Right? And there you go, right? And then, yeah, we can throw that in full screen too.
Wow.
So then on top of this, then, we have some information, basic information, what it's Ethereum, and then also if you don't want to see the news on this side, you can just view in headline mode as well too. This one doesn't actually show up on I have a large screen. I have like a 32-inch 4K monitor, so it's quite big. If you're on a laptop, like this news section won't show up, so then you can have it in the middle. We're still working on the design and all the layouts and stuff too. Actually, this page is going to be redesigned probably by next week. I think there's a big update coming for it. But in any case, that's that part of it. Then you can set up a watch list. So these are some tokens that I'm looking at. And then also what we can do is we can share them, right? So if we go here and click on like popular watch lists, you can see that some other people have created some watch lists here, right? So like for example, this is our designer. He created this one, so I can see which ones he's watching, right? And then if I want, I could also copy, make a copy of it, and then I could actually add different tokens to it, right? So okay, I'm going to add. What does he not have here? He doesn't have Bitcoin, so I'm going to add Bitcoin on there. And I'm going to add DOT on there. I'm going to add
Shiba Inu.
Litecoin. I like Litecoin. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. Right. So I've added those.
Awesome.
So now I've made a new one there, and then I can also just change this. So now it's going to be like new Bitcoins. Then we can save that. So it's also public. So I could actually copy this link, and I can share that with everybody. So this is part of the strategy for our app is to create more shareable functions. So this watch list is just the first one. We'll also be doing strategy sharing and other types of sharing as well, and some some social interaction with news articles and stuff like that. So there is a social component to the app that we're going to be rolling out in phases as we continue with development. Let's look at some of the other features here. We have the strategy manager. So this one is a way to group different actions, right? So let's say, I'll show you just sort of end-to-end how I can create a new strategy. So let's go here and let's call this a beverage. Let's get on. Maybe sushi. Can I do sushi? I think I can do sushi here. Let's try
okay, great.
Okay. And so let's just skip those ones for now. Create that. So this is what you get at the start. There's just an empty strategy. So what I can do next is I can create a group. So this is going to be called the setup leverage. Okay, let's do that. And then what we want to do first is, let's say we're starting with ETH because we're on Ethereum.
Yeah.
So I want to swap ETH for ERC20. So what ERC20 did we want? We want sushi, right? I think so.
Interesting. I like this platform.
Going to swap one ETH for sushi. Okay. And then next, what do I want to do? I want to deposit that sushi. So let's go and add a deposit into Aave. And let's see. Can I do sushi on here? I hope so. Oh, there's X sushi. It's X sushi, not sushi. Darn it. Okay, so here what I'll do is I'll go back and I'll edit this one. And maybe I'll just do Wi-Fi instead, because I think they had that on there. Doesn't really matter for the purposes of this. We're just playing around.
Sure.
Okay, so yeah, let's do that. So we've got that one there. Then we add the deposit next, and Wi-Fi. Save that. Right now in this early version, it's not linking the data. But one of the things that we're going to be adding in there is a way to link one transaction result to the next one still, so we don't have to guess on these. But for now, what we do next is we do a borrow. So let's borrow some Tether. Let's say it's going to be 10,000. And then what we want to do is add another swap, right? Because what we did is we swapped our ETH for Wi-Fi. We deposited our Wi-Fi into Aave. And then next, we're borrowing stable coins off of that Wi-Fi because we're creating a leveraged long position, right? So we think that the market for Wi-Fi is going to go up. So that's why we're borrowing stable coins against it. So we're going to take that USDT that we did, and we're going to do swap ERC20 for ERC20, and then take that, what was it, USDT.
Wow, that's so easy.
Change to Wi-Fi, right? And then we're going to use the whole 10,000 that we borrowed and save that. Okay, and then we're going to add another deposit because we have to deposit that Wi-Fi again, right? So another deposit for Wi-Fi so that we're earning yield on that. And we could continue. We could even add another borrow and another deposit and another swap on there. But for the purpose of this, what we'll do is we'll just save the group. Okay, and then here we are, right? So we have our steps. And then if I want to do the first step, I just click on here. And it's going to take me to the swap page, right?
Wow,
and the swap page is using Uniswap. It also could use 1inch, ApeSwap, or PancakeSwap. And as we continue development, we'll have more platforms on there that they can choose. And then okay, so this is how much Wi-Fi I would get, and then I would continue the whole process there still. So that's that's how the strategy manager works, right? So the same thing too. If I click the borrow one, right? Then it's going to take me to, or should take me to borrow over here. So, and then it would be for Wi-Fi. So you can see here again, like what's the APYs for your yield, and available liquidity, what's the price, etc. You can borrow, repay. So yeah, we have these integrations here. So for borrow, we have for Aave and also for Compound. Looks like Aave, of course, has a lot more tokens there. And then yeah, for creating yield, we can also deposit. So just like like it's showing here, and then it's showing me what some of the stuff I've already got in there. And same for pools, right? So if we want to add something to a liquidity pool for like yield farming, for example, right? You can do that here, and then you can check the existing pools that you have there. Obviously, it won't show you the liquidity that you have that's like in a pool already. That's being staked already.
Yeah, I see.
But it'll show the ones that you've just created. Yeah. So besides that, there's also an alert system. So you can go ahead and you can create a price alert, or like a gas alert, or an interest rate alert. So let's say, for example, the interest rate on Aave for WBTC goes up to, I don't know, 5% or something, right? Which would be amazing, but it'll never happen. But let's say, right? So then it would go up there still, right? Yeah. Then the same thing for actions. Actions is kind of like similar to strategy, but like if you just need to do something quick. Let's say it's like, oh, I need to do like 3 swaps, right? Okay, the first swap I need to do, I need to do USDC for, let's say, KeyFi, right? Okay, that's one swap I need to do. And then what's another swap I need to do? I need to do wrapped ETH also for KeyFi, and then that one. And let's say I also need to remove my liquidity for, I don't know, USDC wrapped ETH. And let's say I have 100 of those. Just have like a quick to-do list of like different actions or something, right? So now they're in my transaction queue. So I can go and just kind of forget about them for now. Right? I'm going to go look at the market again. I'm going to look at the Bitcoin news. Michael Saylor talking about Bitcoin.
Very useful, yeah.
Okay, now I remember, I need to make those transactions, right? So I just click up here on this transaction queue, and there they are, right? So it's like, okay, what was that first one?
Oh, cool.
All right, I was supposed to swap 1,000 USDC for KeyFi, right? And then I can go, and any of those ones, they just save there still.
Wow, that's very useful. I need it.
Yeah, so that's more or less it. I mean, there's other things that you can check too. You can see your transaction history. You can see the gas prices in the app, for that. And this will just like, click you through to Etherscan to see like transaction hash and stuff like that, right? So yeah, that's kind of where we are now. Obviously, we have a lot more development that's in the pipeline that we're working on. But yeah, this is, it's a beta software at this point still. So, there's still bugs and, all of that. It's early in our development. But yeah, we're pretty excited about the tools we're building. And yeah, we think that people are really going to enjoy it, as it gets better and better.
And what about the KeyFi token itself?
Right. So the KeyFi token is used to access the app. So basically right now, for when we do our private beta launch, you'll have to stake 1,000 KeyFi to access the app. So this is because it's a private beta, it's pretty much restricted for early adopters. So anyone has 1,000 KeyFi that's staked already, they can do that. And even if you're just coming new, if you go and stake 1,000 KeyFi, you'll be able to access it, right? When we change from a private beta to a public beta, which will be early next year, then we'll have a subscription option available. So for example, maybe you just need to pay like 100 KeyFi or 200 KeyFi or something, right? And then that will give you access for 1 month or something like that. We're not 100% sure what our prices are going to be yet, but that will be the way to access it still, as opposed to staking only. You'll still be able to stake it. Like you'll always be able to stake tokens to access the app if that's what you prefer. But we'll offer different options because for some people, maybe buying 1,000 KeyFi and staking it, that might be too much for them, right? Maybe they just only have $100 or $200 or something that they want to play with. So then we'll offer them some different options to access it there. And it's also possible we might have credit card payment, but we're not sure yet for that.
What are your plans for 2022?
Oh, well, we've got a lot planned for next year. Obviously, one of the big pushes that we're going to be heading for is multi-wallet. So last year we sort of stated that one of the major core objectives for KeyFi Pro is to support multiple chains, multiple wallets, multiple platforms, and multiple assets, right? So right now we have multiple chains. We're on, Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, and Polygon. We have multiple platforms. I think we have about 10 different integrations. We have multiple assets, but we don't have multiple wallets yet. We're still only limited to connecting a single wallet to the app. So that's the one of the next features that's coming for next year is a multiple wallets. So you'd be able to add, 10 or 15 Ethereum wallets or whatever, right? And then the app will be able to summarize your totals and be able to break down your balances like that. The next one is obviously integrations. We're going to be bringing in a lot more integrations next year.
Cool.
I have a personal goal that I would like to see the KeyFi app integrated with over 500 integrations. So,
oh my God, that's a lot.
By the end of next year. Yeah. Now, that's obviously going to require a different technical approach than what we've done so far. So we're working on that, some different ways that we can scale up integrations very rapidly by doing two things. One is re-architecting our integrations library so that it's just technically structured in a different way. And then the second one is to leverage our community. Because our integrations library is open source, we can ask the community to help us to organize the smart contract addresses, the ABI files, and the documentation details about all of these different protocols to help us along to integrate faster. So that's going to be a huge push for us next year, is to bring in a lot more integrations into the app still. Other than that, there are some major updates that are coming as far as data goes. So a lot of the data that we are working with right now, you can't see in the app. It's all in the back end. We haven't built the last part of the infrastructure to bring the data into the app yet. So next year that is coming as well. There's going to be a lot of data that is coming in there. Charts, graphs, tables, all these different visualizations and stuff. And the cool thing about that is the more data that we bring in, all of that data will be connected to the alert system, right? So obviously it's good to get price alerts and things like that, right? But how about social media alerts, sentiment analysis alerts, alternative data alerts, basically,
Awesome.
where you're getting all of these different types of data and you can choose what connects to what, right? So say, okay, I want this data point right here, right? And then I'm going to connect it to that alert. And then finally, the very long term, which I don't know if we'll be able to complete this part of the roadmap next year or not, but I would really like to see if we could, which is the automated transactions. So this is sort of the final part, is where you have all of this data infrastructure that's coming in. It's powering the alert system, right? So the alerts they have a conditional statement attached to them, right? So it's like, if this scenario happens, like if something happens, then trigger the alert, right? So all we do is we take the next step, and that alert will trigger a transaction, right? So if the price of Bitcoin is $30,000, then buy 1 Bitcoin, right? Mm-hmm. So we have this logic sitting in there where we have our data infrastructure that's always checking for new data, checking information, right? As soon as that statement becomes true, then it's going to trigger that alert in the alert system, right? And then again, the final thing there is when the alert system gets triggered, then it's going to connect and actually execute that transaction. So there's two different ways that we can do the transaction execution. One of them is through smart contract permissioning, where you basically would add some tokens to a smart contract. You'll give it permission to trade those tokens for you without doing anything. And then we have a bot that monitors this, the alert system, and then will trigger that smart contract to execute the trades when the alert gets triggered. So that's one way. And then the second way would be to do a localized bot, where basically a user will download a desktop software. Probably we'll do this with our strategic partner, Selfkey, because they already have a desktop wallet. And what it would do is it would connect to our API, and it would connect to the alert system. And then as soon as, again, that alert becomes true, it would send the transaction from your local wallet on your local machine still. So you're always in control of that. So those are the two approaches that we're going to take to automation. So again, that's our roadmap there. So we are bringing in more integrations, handling multiple wallets, major things coming for data, and then finally connecting the data to the alerts to the transaction execution system for automated DeFi everything pretty much.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I know you are using a lot of artificial intelligence, right?
Yeah, we have three different projects that are using machine learning right now. One of the projects is to predict the interest rates for DeFi platforms. So let's say, for example, you have a lot of stable coins and you want to know where is the best place to get the yields from your stable coins. So right now, what I can do is I can go and I can look at the different rates and I can just manually, change it, right? Or I can trust a platform that's going to try to rebalance it according to a strategy. What we can offer for that is, some similar things, right? So the ability, like, let's say if we have 5 different platforms, right? Right now, the only ways to do a strategy is either looking at historical data or looking at the current data. So what the machine learning model will try to do is predict the future. It will try to see where in the future we'll have the highest rates still. Now, this is an experimental, type of thing, right?
But that's
who knows
cool.
This is trying to guess the future, but that's something that we think is useful still, because if we can sort of be a little more proactive with stablecoin yields, that can result in just less management, right? Less having to move things around still. Then the other 2 projects, one of them is a recommendation engine. So you would basically, the system will check your address and it will give you a list of tokens that you might be interested in based on the tokens that are already in your wallet, right? So that's another cool one. And then the third machine learning, like AI project that we're working on is about market analysis. So what it does is it reads all the news. It reads the news and it checks the charts and data, and then it just it uses something called GPT-3. And GPT-3 is basically a way that it's in an area called natural language processing. And essentially, it generates text, right? So we give it all this information, and then it gives us back an analysis that we can read, like similar like a blog post, pretty much, right? So it's like our daily analysis of the markets. So that's the third ML project that we're working on. So yeah, I'm excited to release those. They're pretty interesting stuff there.
Very, very cool. I'm excited to see all those projects too, as a content creator, as an investor. So maybe let's see each other next year and summarize what has happened.
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds great. Do you have any plans for Christmas?
Sure. Finally, yeah, I have a lot of plans. Finally sleep and finally have my holidays, my weekends.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, and hope to see you next year.
Take care.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.